Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it's an absolutely glorious autumn day here in Bavaria. I'm out in the car and I'm just seeing what I can find. I've just driven over this little bridge, which I'll show you in a moment. It's got a really nice autumn view down the stream, so let's go and check it out. I really love the colours in both these images. Neither composition is great, but I definitely prefer the second one. I think getting low down opens the scene up and just gives it more of an airy feel. But overall, I'm quite happy with both of them. I'm hoping that could be a nice shot. Got the polarizer on. Always important in autumn to really make those oranges and yellows pop. I find even in post you can't quite recreate the same thing, so definitely recommend a polarizer. So I'm at the top of the, or near the top of the Foothills ski resort here in Bavaria. This is one of the lakes that they use for making snow in the winter, but you can drive all the way up here, which for me today, not wanting to do much walking, is perfect. As you can see behind me, just that one is, oh no, I'm not very good at this. That one is Wendelstein. Wendelstein is the highest mountain in this part of the Alps, somewhere around 1900 meters. I'll put the exact number on screen, but it's nice and still. There's some reasonable reflections and there might be a nice shot or two. Okay, that shot's almost cheating. It's that easy. Not much in the way of autumn. We're a little bit high, so the trees that will turn have not started yet, but it is lovely up here and I'm loving this stillness. What a view, apart from the ugly building there. I think I quite like the chairlifts going in front of Wendelstein. As a nature lover, photographer, hiker and skier, I don't really like the chairlifts scarring the landscape, but it might work as a shot, it might not. It's an okay shot, but nothing more than that. I do like this view. This is Bavaria Cell down here. It's nice to come up here when the sun is setting directly down this valley, which is, if I remember rightly, late summer. Bit of colour over here. Earlier there was some clouds in all these gaps, but sadly they've gone now. Oh, there's a little bit of cloud coming through. I might hurry, but I'm loving the colours. This blue, it might not be very autumny, but wow. Wow, look at you guys. There isn't much foreground, as you can imagine, being on the side of a mountain, but I always say, if you're struggling or if in doubt, get low. So hopefully this next shot I have just taken is a good one and it'll be on screen now. I quite like this shot. My main mistake was shooting in the wrong aspect ratio, so actually you lose a little bit of the bottom having to crop it, but never mind. Yeah, it's getting low, ideally lying on the ground, but I'm in my 40s now, so getting back up isn't quite so easy. But yeah, it's a great technique. It can really add interest to what is otherwise an okay photo, and it's my go-to if I'm really struggling with composition, so you should definitely give it a try. It is absolutely fantastic up here. Always good to have the mountains in the background. It is beautiful. Oh, there's a glider up there, but as beautiful as it is, it's not really that autumny up here, so I think it's time to head back down into the valley and try and find some autumn colours. Pretty crazy when you think in 2 or 3 months there'll be people skiing down this exact spot. Maybe this winter I'll be one of them. So I popped up to Spitzingsee. It was only 10 minutes out my way and I missed most of the colour. However, there's a little bit in this corner. I'm not sure how much of an image this is, but here is that image. It's definitely the colours that make these images. That said, I much prefer the second one. I think it has a lot more balance. But let me know in the comments which one you like best. Spitzensee was looking absolutely stunning this day. Sadly, I missed most of the direct light on the autumn colours, but it was still beautiful to be up there. So to my, well, if I'm honest, quite clickbaity title, but genuinely the colours are not my favourite thing about autumn. Of course they are amazing, as is the cooler temperatures for someone with, well, my colour hair. But my favourite thing is options. Yes, the colours allow this, but places you wouldn't normally look at twice, places there's no way you'd consider have photographic potential, all of a sudden become really intriguing with lots of opportunities and lots of options, and I love it. You know, yes, the amazing places are even more amazing, but actually the ordinary places can become amazing in themselves. And I love the fact that you can go more locally, or you can go to places that you wouldn't normally consider. And yeah, no more than that, but I think that's cool. So that's my favourite thing about autumns. So for sunset, I decided to come to a place which is, well, right next to the Autobahn, which is not ideal, but it's very pretty otherwise. There's this lovely church just here, and it's got lots of photographic opportunities. So there's a lot of cloud out to the west, sadly, so I'm going to see what happens. The sun sets in about 20 minutes, so not too long to wait. Let's see what happens. One thing I have noticed, it's not as autumny as other places I've been today. There's a little bit of colour down here, but there isn't actually a lot. Now what I'm really hoping is that these clouds catch fire, and then we can get those with the church in the foreground. Well, after saying I'll stay till sunset, you can see, it looks better on the GoPro than it does in real life, but there's quite a thick cloud now. And just looking at the weather radar on my app, looks like there's rain and a bit of a storm coming in, so I don't think there's going to be any gaps. I'm fairly confident that. I quite like the fact that it looks like there's a little bit of a shelf cloud down here, so I actually might, on the way home, see if I can find an open view in that direction and see if I can take a photo or two of that. But I'm fairly confident there's going to be no more light today. There was a brief bit of light, which I will show you here, but otherwise wasn't to be. But it's been a really, really good day. Really enjoyed it, and looking forward to getting out and hopefully having more autumn colours very, very soon. Well, it looks like the interesting cloud disappeared, so it wasn't to be. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Seems like a slightly strange time to be what sounds like blowing up an inflatable at this time. Nearly dark, and don't know. I'm not going to go and investigate. I'm going to leave it there and head home. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.